What is the influence of classical natural law on modern law? Have you ever wondered how ancient philosophies shape the laws we live by today? One significant influence comes from classical natural law theory, particularly as articulated by thinkers like Thomas Aquinas. This theory suggests that certain moral principles are inherent in human nature and can be understood through reason. These principles are universal and unchanging, forming a moral order that laws should reflect. Let's break down how classical natural law impacts modern law. First, it establishes a foundation for legal morality. According to this theory, laws are not just arbitrary rules set by authorities. They must be rooted in moral principles that promote the common good. This means that a law is only just if it aligns with universal moral truths, such as the idea of doing good and avoiding evil. This perspective challenges views that separate law from morality, insisting that unjust laws lack true authority. Next, consider the concept of universal human rights. Classical natural law posits that certain rights are inherent to all people, not granted by governments. This idea is echoed in modern human rights doctrines that emphasize dignity, life, freedom, and justice. These rights are intrinsic to every individual simply because they are rational beings. Another important aspect is the relationship between law and reason. Classical natural law emphasizes that human beings can discern moral truths through rational thought. This rational basis influences modern legal systems, which relying on reasoned arguments and principles of justice. Laws should be clear and understandable, reflecting a moral order that everyone can grasp. Aquinas also distinguished between different types of law. He identified eternal law, natural law, human law, and divine law. Modern legal theory often mirrors this hierarchy, recognizing that human laws should align with higher moral principles. Laws that conflict with these principles may be considered invalid or unjust. Moreover, classical natural law provides ethical limits on legal authority. It suggests that laws violating fundamental moral principles are not true laws and do not bind individuals' consciences. This idea supports modern legal doctrines that allow for civil disobedience and critique of unjust laws, highlighting the ethical responsibilities of both individuals and lawmakers. In practical terms, we see the influence of classical natural law in various legal systems. Constitutional law often embodies these principles by protecting fundamental rights and establishing justice as a core value. International law and human rights law draw heavily on natural law ideas, asserting universal standards that transcend national legislation. Additionally, judges sometimes invoke natural law reasoning to interpret laws in ways that uphold justice and morality. Overall, classical natural law theory shapes modern law by insisting that legal systems must be grounded in universal moral principles discoverable through reason. It connects ethics and law, ensuring that laws serve human dignity and the common good rather than mere power or convention. This influence is evident in the moral foundations of human rights and the ongoing discussions about justice and legality in today's legal thought.